guys, welcome to my channel. How's it going? I hope you're all doing really well. This video is a tag video. I was tagged by the lovely Lightning Lass. I will link her channel down below for you guys, and I will tag a few people as well. I will also link their channels. Now from the title you will see that this is the mum tag or the mom tag, depending on where you're from is how you'll say it. I don't know who originally came up with this tag. If you know, then let me know. I think, in my mind, I feel like it was Emily Norris, but I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, it's a tag video. There are 15 questions, which I've got a screenshot from that Michelle sent me. I will put the questions at the end of the video so you can pause it and screenshot it if you want to do it as well. If you do it, please tag me. Yeah, if it's your first time here, I'm Lucy. I am a mum of 2 little girls. They are 3 and 4, and we have another baby on the way due in September. We find out this weekend what flavour baby we're having, which is exciting. But I'm just going to jump into the questions because there is 15 of them. Number 1 is your favourite mum hack. Now this one, I was a bit confused because I was like, mum hack? And it's kind of just like, I know it's like, it must be like a life hack kind of thing. And from watching other people's, it just seems to be things that make your life easier as a mum. And my one is definitely aimed at kids, my kids' age, so like sort of 3, 4, 5-ish. And basically, they have to tidy up their toys at the end of the day. They're not allowed to go to bed leaving their toys out, just because they have to tidy up at nursery. And it's just a good thing to learn in life that you have to tidy up after yourself. You can't just make a mess, says me, who is literally in a shit tip of a room at the minute. But I tell the girls to tidy up, and they have a tidy up song that nursery taught them that I'll put on the telly for them that sings, and they know they have to tidy up. And if, most days this works. If it doesn't, I have got a tub that I say is a bin. The girls think it's a bin, and I say, right, if you haven't finished tidying, or if you don't want to tidy up, I'm just going to put all your toys in the bin. And I have been known on many occasions to pick up toys after they've said they're not going to tidy, and I put them in this bin that the girls think is an actual bin, but it's not. It's literally just a tub that I put the toys in, and then I'll put them away later. But believe me, it works. They tidy up because they think their toys are going in the bin. So that is my mum hack. Okay. Number 2, most embarrassing mum moment. My kids aren't embarrassed by me yet, I don't think. They're too little. I'm assuming that's what this one is. Like, they're too little. They're only 3 and 4. They still think I'm really cool, which I am blatantly. But no, they're not. They don't get embarrassed by me yet. I'm sure when they're older, I will embarrass the crap out of them on a daily basis, but at the moment they're not embarrassed by me. Number 3, what part of the day do you love the most? Probably in the mornings, because I'm a morning person. I like getting up and just getting ready for the day with the kids, and they tell me about their dreams, and they'll eat their breakfast, and it's just a nice kind of chilled out time of day. Yeah, in our house, both the girls will eat their breakfast. They'll sometimes have 2 breakfasts, sometimes 3. And it's always nice as a mum of toddlers to see them actually eat their food, which kind of goes on to number 4, which is what part of the day do you like the least? And that would be meal times other than breakfast, because especially for my younger one, my 3-year-old, she is so fussy with food. When she was weaning, we used to call her the bin because she ate everything. There was literally nothing you could give her that she wouldn't eat. But as she's got older, in the last year, she has become so stubborn, where you ask her what she wants for dinner, or you say, I'm making green cheesy pasta, which is their favourite, and she'll ask for it with garlic bread, and you put it down in front of her, she'll have one mouthful and say she doesn't want any more. And I say, well, that's fine, but you're not having anything else. And it happens at least once a day where she'll just say she doesn't want food. And kids won't starve themselves, I know this. It's just really frustrating, especially when it's something that I know is her favourite, like pasta or chili or fairy toast, something that I know she absolutely loves, and she's just being stubborn and says she won't eat. I just really, really struggle with that, and it just drives me bonkers. So I'm hoping that this phase will pass. My 4-year-old went through it, but she's now really good. She will generally eat most things. They both have to try something at least once. And I always say to them, Mummy and Daddy will never give you horrible food. We'll always give you things, like, we won't ever make you have something nasty. We just want you to try it. And the 4-year-old will generally just try things, and she'll probably cry because she doesn't want to, and then she eats it and she's like, oh, it's delicious, I love it. And I'm like, well, duh, obviously. Whereas the 4-year-old, the 3-year-old has, she will just sit and cry, and I feel, it's just mum guilt. I feel so bad for making her cry, but it's food she has to eat. So that is definitely my least favourite time of the day. The worst thing someone said to you when you were pregnant. Oh God, people say stupid things to pregnant women, don't they? Just, are you sure there's only one in there? Or you're massive? Or are you due any day now? When it was like months from due date. And this annoyed me especially because according to like measurements and stuff, I was like completely on the 50s. Everything was exactly where it should be. So it's like I didn't have a massive bump or anything. It's just people are really, really rude. And now I'm getting, because I've got 2 girls, oh, I bet you hope it's a boy. And I'm like, well, as long as it's healthy, I don't care what it is. But people are like, yeah, but you want a boy, don't you? And I'm like, I really don't care. I think it's another girl. And if it is a girl, I'm absolutely fine with that because I've got 2 girls. I know what to do with girls. Boys are a bit terrifying because they just piss everywhere. But yeah, that really annoys me this time being pregnant is, I bet you want a boy. Oh, you'll be sad if you get another girl. And I'm like, no, I fucking won't. I'll be happy as long as it's a healthy baby. Yeah, that annoys me. Baby name you didn't agree on. I had to ask Ben about this one, and we could only come up with a couple. I think one he suggested, he liked Mila, which I think is a really lovely name, but I just didn't like it for one of our children. When we didn't know if our second one was a girl or a boy, I really liked the name Red for a boy, and he wasn't keen on that. And then when we found out she was a girl, I really liked the name Ren. And I still absolutely love the name Ren. I think it is absolutely beautiful. And I told Ben, and he went, what, like Ren and Stimpy? And I was like, for fuck's sake, and he just ruined it. So I still think Ren is a beautiful name, but I wouldn't ever be able to call a child that because he automatically thinks of Ren and Stimpy. So yeah. Do you co-sleep? Not anymore. With Mika, it was kind of unintentional, and it was after Aria was born. Mika is 4, Aria is 3. Mika has always been a bad sleeper, and when Aria was like 1, as soon as Aria stopped being breastfed, she slept really well, but Mika didn't. And we had like 6 months where every single night she'd just cry and climb in our bed, but as soon as she was in our bed she'd just go to sleep. So we were just like, you know what, if this makes us all sleep, that's fine. So we co-slept with Mika for about 6 or 7 months. A couple of times when they were little, Ari was breastfed, but she didn't ever really like sleeping in our bed. Like, we tried to co-sleep with her, but she wouldn't ever really settle. So she'd come in for a feed, have her feed, and then she'd just go back in her cot. Despite the fact that we tried to get her to sleep in our bed, she just wasn't really interested. So we'll see. If this new baby wants to co-sleep, then it's fine. We've got a super king bed, so it's like 6 foot wide. And yeah, we know all the rules on co-sleeping and stuff. So something you bought but never used. Bibs. I know that's probably a controversial one, but neither of my children would keep a bloody bib on to save their life. They literally hated them. Like, I think they probably wore a bib 3 times each, and that's it. And we had loads, so yeah, I'm not buying bibs again. 3 hospital bag must-haves. It depends. My first, I thought I was going to have a natural, so I had like snacks, and I had some headphones, but then my second was a planned section, even though it didn't actually happen as a planned section, because I still went into labour and then it ended up being an emergency, a calm emergency. But now in hindsight, I would say 100% don't take slippers, take flip-flops, because you want to go for a piss and you want to walk across the ward and then into the toilet, and the toilets are generally like a shower room as well, so then you've got, and some people leave stuff on the floor. If you've got slippers on, that's just going to suck up all of the pissy water and blood and gross. So flip-flops. A Kindle, because, or a book of some description. Kindle's good because then you've got your light. With my the first night she was born, and I stayed overnight with her, and I could not sleep on the ward because it was, all the babies were crying apart from mine. Mika was sleeping and I was there just like, and I couldn't sleep because everyone else's baby was keeping me awake. And I wish I'd had a Kindle just to have something to read, because I was just sat there just like waiting for the clock because I was so tired, but I couldn't sleep because all the babies crying. And then I'd go snacks again, because nothing on earth tastes as good as the tea and toast they bring you after you have a baby. I promise you. If you are due a baby, having a baby this year, soon, just have one, you'll agree with me that the tea and toast they bring you on the morning after you have the baby is just, it's like gourmet. But in the middle of the night, you're gonna want some snacks. So take snacks. That was a long one. Are you a routine mum or go with the flow, and what does bedtime look like? A bit of both. When they were babies, when Mika was a baby, we were routine, like trying to, because she lost so much weight, and we had to formula feed her, and it was like, you need to give her this much at this time, and I had an app where I would be like, right, she's had 4 ounces, now she's had, and it got obsessive. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I wouldn't ever go down that route again. And like trying to make a baby nap in their bed. Only when Aria was born, because Mika was 1 when Aria was born, and I had another section and I couldn't carry her upstairs to take her to bed. And at that point I was like, why are we trying to make a child sleep in a bed? And you'd spend like an hour trying to get her to go to sleep in this bloody cot, and she just wouldn't. And then when Aria was born, I was feeding her, Ben went back to work, Mika just climbed up on the sofa and went to sleep when she was tired, and I was like, why have I been fighting her for a year trying to get her to sleep in a cot when she could just sleep on the sofa? And yeah, so with newborn, with babies, I'm definitely not routine now. I'm just gonna go with the flow. However, now with the girls, they know we get up in the morning, they have their breakfast, then they're allowed the telly on, we get dressed for school and we go to school. And then bedtime, me and Ben do alternate nights, so about 6:30, 6:45. If they need a bath, they will have a bath, and then they put their pyjamas on, brush their teeth, have a wee, and then they come and get in mine and Ben's bed. They choose 1 book each. We read their books, they go in their separate bedrooms, and then either me or Ben will go into each bedroom, give the girls their dream, because they like us to tell us what they're going to dream about, say goodnight to them, turn their slumber buddies on, lights off, and it's bedtime, and that's it. That is our routine for bedtime, and it works. So I'm not going to fuck with that system. What type of labour did you have, and what pain relief did you choose? With Mika, I was the first one. I was in labour for 5 days, and I kept going into the doctor, into the hospital, and they were like, oh, you are having contractions, and I was like, I know, I can feel them. Anywhere between like 5 and 8 minutes for 5 days. Everywhere, like between 5 and 8 minutes between contractions for 5 days, but they weren't ever ridiculously painful. And then they felt sorry for me, I think, because I just wasn't dilating at all. They brought me in, they broke my waters, and I went to 10 centimetres. I'd said I didn't want any pethidine, but they were like, you've got ages until you're gonna have the baby. So they gave me some pethidine to try and get me to like try and sleep, because I've been awake for a week. And then after the pethidine wore off, I had like a self-administering epidural, and it came to push her out, and I never got the urge to push. They were going, do you feel, and like they made me stop using the epidural so I could feel it, feel the contractions, and they were like, you need to push, and I was like, I don't, and I never got the urge. And then she got distressed, and I had an emergency C-section. And then with Aria, I was like, I'm not having a natural again because I had 5 days of contractions. I don't ever want to have that again. And they were like, that's fine, we'll do a planned section. It was booked for 39 weeks. And then at 36 weeks, contractions started again. But because I wasn't full term, which is 37 weeks, they wouldn't do anything. So they left me. And then at 36 plus 4, they realised that I was still having contractions again. Not massively painful, just annoying, and between 5 and 8 minutes. They gave me steroid injections to help her lungs mature. And then at 36 plus 6, I went in again just to get checked because I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. And they examined me and I was 4 centimetres, so they did a section. This time I'm just having a planned section. If I can get to 39 weeks, unless the baby decides to come early again, then we'll see. But yeah, I am completely open to all the drugs, but I'm having another section. You could not pay me to have a natural birth. Have you ever been mum shamed? All the fucking time on YouTube because I swear. People tell me off all the time for swearing around my kids. And I have one thing to say to that, and that is fuck off. Because my kids know it's words that mummy says and daddy says and grown-ups say. And they don't swear. They know not to swear. It's words. And I feel like my mum never ever, I've never heard her even say fart or crap. And then look at me. So I think it's learned at school. And I think when you don't hear it and you hear it for the first time, you're like, oh, that's a naughty word. My girls know they're naughty words. They know they're not allowed to say them. But I get constantly mum shamed about it. And I don't care now. I don't care, it's words. They're not like murderers, or we don't take drugs or get pissed in front of the girls or anything like that. It's literally words. There's worse things in the world. The biggest challenges you face since becoming a mum. Overcoming loneliness and the anxiety. I've always been quite an anxious person, but since having the girls, my anxiety about them being poorly is ridiculous. Like, it's horrible. And it's still, like now, if they've got a temperature or if they're sick, I don't sleep. Ben will sleep in their bedrooms with them if they're sick, especially now because I get sick. If I see them be sick, I'm just going to puke as well. But he will sleep in their bedrooms with them to try and help me ease my mind. But I will literally just lay awake all night, and every noise I'm like, oh, are they choking? Are they and it's just, it's ridiculous. So that is something I am still trying to get over. But the loneliness, because you lose quite a lot of friends. You find out who your friends are when you have babies, especially I had 2 babies in a year, and you kind of find out who your friends are and who they aren't. And I'm very lucky to have like 5 or 6 very close friends who I love so much. But that's been a really big thing to kind of get over, that you are going to be on your own quite a lot. The best bit of advice you've ever been given, and the biggest piece of advice you give to a new mum. Best piece of advice I've been given. And my mum has always sort of said, so long as me and my brother are happy, then she's happy. And I think that's a really good way to look at how, like, when the girls grow up, whatever they choose to do with their lives, if they are happy, I will be happy. Because that, yeah, that just, always just be yourself, basically. Just don't try and please other people, just be you, for you, and that's when you'll be happy. And the biggest piece of advice for a new mum, be nice to yourself. Don't think, like, don't look at Instagram and see these mums that are back in their size 6 skinny jeans 4.5 minutes after they've had a baby with their hair all glam. That's not real life. Just, if you want to have scratty hair and wear joggers and only eat cream eggs for a week, just do it. Just be nice to yourself. Look after the baby. Just be kind to yourself. And who's your mum crush and who do you tag? Mum crush. I don't know. I don't think I've really got a mum crush, to be honest. There's lots of mums, there's loads of mums that I admire. But I don't think I've got a mum crush. I will tag all the mums that I'm going to tag down below. But but a couple of them I'm going to tag Danielle. I'm going to tag Claire. Who else am I going to tag? I'm going to tag Jess, who is on Instagram, and she's the fat funny one on Instagram. That's her handle. That's not me being mean, that's her handle. She's amazing. I'm going to tag her because she's a mum of 2 little girls. But no, my mum crush is just mums that show real life and don't try and be, I don't know, something they're not. Don't try and put on a show because you feel that's what you should do. Just mums keeping it real is my mum crush. So yeah, that was the mum tag. That was really long. I'm not going to edit any of that. I'm literally just going to put it up like this. But yeah, if you like these kind of videos, please do give this one a big thumbs up. You should definitely subscribe to my channel for more fun stuff to come. I am running a giveaway, which I'll link up there or down below. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but I'll put it somewhere for you. If there is a mum channel that you absolutely love on Instagram or YouTube, please do tag me or let me know so I can check them out. And if you do this tag and you film a video, please tag me in it so I can watch, because I would love to see everybody's answers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.